How you doing, guys? Welcome back to Cafe Unboxing Again with me, Rory, and today we're going to do an unboxing and first impressions of this bad boy. This is the Moto G4 Plus. I went off and got this on Amazon. I paid €240 for it, for it including delivery. Now, you're probably going to, if you are to go and pick it up in a shop, not in Ireland, obviously, because our range of phones in any shop over here are shocking. But if you are going to pick it up in a shop without postage and packaging, you're probably looking at about €220. Very mainstream. So basically what this is an entry-level smartphone. It's for €220. You're getting kind of high-end specs in a phone that's only costing €220. I mean, if you went out there and got another phone that cost in around the same money, I'm guessing you wouldn't get the same kind of beefed up specs that this phone has. So what kind of specs does it have? It has an octa-core processor. It has a 5.5-inch 1080p display. It has a 16 megapixel camera, which is amazing for a phone of this value. It has a fingerprint sensor. It has a 3,000 milliamp battery. 3,000 milliamp battery, to put that into context, would probably get you a full day's usage. Even if you're a heavy user, you'll probably definitely get a full day out of it without charging it, but you're definitely going to have to charge it the following morning, okay? It's also got expandable storage, and it's dual SIM phone. So if you're traveling like me, if you travel a lot and you're going to a country for any kind of length of time at all, you can pop a different or a native SIM card into the phone. So, you know, you're not going to get absolutely hammered on roaming charges, okay? So what we'll do is we go ahead and unbox the phone, give you an idea of the unboxing, give you an idea of what's in the box, and then we'll kind of power it on and we'll talk about the build and we'll talk about the display and we'll talk about anything else really. So we'll go ahead and unbox it. Just get the seal. Not the singer. Right, okay. So in the box, you have the phone. Now, the one thing I will say, when I picked this box up, I didn't like this. Okay, it just gives me the impression that everything's kind of packaged in there very loosely and you're not going to get much of an unboxing experience out of it, which is kind of disappointing because Lenovo that own Motorola, most of their products, well, Lenovo branded products are very, very, very good. And the unboxing experience is very good. So, like, I mean, I have the Yoga Book and I have the Lenovo Fab 2 Plus, and the unboxing experience of both of them was fantastic. Very, very, very well presented in the case, which I love. Okay, so basically, here you go. You got your phone. You got your phone, so I'll just put that aside for a second, tell you what's in it. You got your usual rubbish and warranties and instructions. You got a power brick. It does support fast charge, which is fantastic, and you got your micro USB charging cable. That's it. Nothing else in the box, which is kind of ridiculous, really. But what do you say? You're paying €220 for the phone, so you're not going to expect too much. So that's the box. Charger, micro USB cable. So this is the phone. Okay, feels kind of nice. I'll go ahead and take the little sleeve off it. It feels kind of nice in the hand. I like the idea of, for your change, okay, I like the idea of the plastered, or the sort of plastic textured back to it, okay? And it's got your, like, your Motorola dimple on the back, which is kind of signature for all their phones. Yeah, you got like a textured back on it, which is nice. Plastic. It's nice because a lot of phones that come out these days, and people are trying to kind of outdo themselves when it comes to design, but for some reason, at the forefront of everybody's minds in design is glass or ceramic. On the back of a phone, it's beautiful to look at, don't get me wrong, it's just not practical, okay? I have a Samsung Galaxy Note 5 and I spend more time cleaning the back of that phone than I do the front of the phone. It's just for fingerprints, okay? I mean, the phone, it's a beautiful, it's a piece of tech, it's nicely designed, you know, you're looking at a bit of art, really. You want to keep it clean. When you're using a phone as much as I do, your phone is being covered in fingerprints, and I hate that. So it's nice to have a phone that you don't mind throwing around. And especially if you're going to lay it down on a surface or lay it down your bedside locker, if there's anything on that bit of dirt or any kind of bit of grit, it might have a tendency to scratch a glass back phone, okay? So for a change, it'd be nice not to worry about it with a plastic back phone, okay? So you got a plastic back, not too bad build quality. You can see the dual camera setup on the back for the 16 megapixels. It's got a nice kind of metal frame going around the phone, which is, it's nice. It kind of gives it a premium feel in the hand. It's got your fingerprint sensor. I'll go ahead and power it on. That's your fingerprint sensor at the front. It's not touch capacitive, so there's no feedback from it, but I think it also acts as a home key, okay? So I think you just place your finger on it. Okay, so you have your charging port on the bottom. You have your headphone jack, which is thankfully still on these phones. Of course, they're going to be on these phones, €220. And you have your power on and off button, and you've got your volume up and down rockers. Okay, now the one thing you can see from there is that they're very, very, very close together. So half the time when you're going to turn the volume up on your phone, you're going to end up knocking it off. So button placement, Lenovo, stupid. Don't put them so close together, it's crap. Now they have kind of textured the on and off button to make it feel a bit different, but come on, let's be honest. You know, why don't you just put it on the opposite side of the phone, or when you put it on the top of the phone like most manufacturers? It works, don't change it. Okay, so that's the display. It has a 1080p 5.5 inch display. Display looks good, it looks clear. I like the clarity on the screen, looks good. Now the one thing about this phone, which I find it very, very hard to explain, is there's no notification lights on this phone. So if you get a message through WhatsApp, you're going to get a message through your Snapchat, or you're just going to get a message, okay, or an email. You're not going to know it's on the phone unless you actually...
Accessibility cancelled.
Whatever. So what you're going to do is you're not going to get a notification light to let you know that you have a notification. It's kind of silly. It's 2017. People are kind of fighting tooth and nail over tech on phones these days and who's going to come up with the most innovative tech. And not to put notification lights on a phone, absolutely ridiculous, okay? If you're like me, I don't actually have any sound on my phone for my notifications because it just annoys me so much stuff comes through all the time. I just like the lights. But in this case, you do not have notification lights. But for €220, of course, you could get it in. I mean, Honor brought out the 6X, and for a phone, you know, that's packing a lot of punch for €250, a lot of punch. This is only €30 cheaper, okay? So they could have done something with that. They really could have. It feels okay, looks nice in the hand, feels good in the hand. It's also got a 3000 milliamp battery, so that'll last you, like I said, about a full day's full charge, even if you're a heavy user. So that wouldn't be too bad. What else did I say about the phone? It's grand. Listen, if you want to go out and not spend too much money on a phone, €220, you can't go wrong. It's a nice phone. It's a lovely looking phone. I'm sure it's going to be a nice phone to use. It's got Android 6.0, by the way. I should have said that at the start. I'm not too sure what the updates are also on these phones when kind of Android 7.0 coming out. I wouldn't expect it anytime soon because I know that software update is pretty slow at the moment with a lot of manufacturers, not just Motorola, / Lenovo. Would I recommend this phone? I'd recommend this phone for two reasons, okay? I'd recommend this phone as a backup phone. If you are like me and you kind of carry an expensive phone around with you all the time, half the time I go out, I end up dropping it, it's going to smash, okay? So this would be handy to have as a second phone to go out with, even if you're traveling, just to bring a second phone with you, handy. If you want to go out running, nice, okay? Put your Spotify account on it, go running. So, you know, there's going to be no damage done to your other phone whatsoever. Or if you're just looking for a cheap phone, well, cheap, €220 isn't cheap. There is cheaper phones out there, but again, you're compromising the specs, okay? Yeah, I'd recommend it. It's a nice phone. The G4, this is the G4 Plus variant. There's also a G4, okay? Now, the G4 is kind of like a slimmed down, less specky version of this, so it doesn't have the 16 megapixel camera, it doesn't have the fingerprint sensor, but it basically got everything else, okay? If you don't really care about a fingerprint sensor, go and get it for €170 or €180, okay? For me, fingerprint sensors is a must-have, like a notification light, for God's sake. So, you know what? I would recommend this phone for some people, and for other people, I wouldn't recommend it, okay? Not for people like me that use their phones a lot and kind of into their phones, I wouldn't recommend it. For you, for someone who doesn't really give a crap about phones, go and buy it. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to like it. You're not going to worry about scratching it. You're not going to worry about getting it mucked up with fingerprints. And yeah, you're getting kind of, like I said, higher end spec for €220. That's not too bad. I picked this up on Amazon. Go have a look. I think they're on sale right at the moment. I think they're around about 170 pounds. Euros, that's around €190. But again, postage and pack. So you're going to get about €30 off. Okay. So that was my unboxing and first impressions of the Moto G4 Plus. It's an okay phone. I would recommend it and I wouldn't recommend it. Ultimately, I'm going to say yes, I would recommend it, okay? But only for people that want a second phone or a track phone or a replacement phone. And that's the only reason I recommend it, okay? So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Cafe Unboxed by Rory. So don't forget to subscribe, like my videos, and we'll come back at a later date with another video. And I'm not too sure what we're going to do. I'm going to start doing like a cheap tech series. Pick up cheap tech, review it, and see if it's any good, okay? I know from experience, some products will kind of surprise you and they're not that bad, and some products are absolutely rubbish. So on the next video, you're going to probably see something about my cheap tech series, okay? And is it worth it? Thanks a million for watching, guys, and we'll see you again. Bye-bye.